continues on the picks, by the way.
Yeah, I had to have taken a pretty outstanding lead this week, huh?
Not good. Not good. I go as Buckley goes, basically. But
I got hot at the right time.
I had another 2-5 week.
Ooh, what did I go this week?
You were 5-2.
Let's go.
Bones was 6-1.
Yeah, I know. I actually noticed that last week.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's gonna come at my dugout again.
Yeah. So was there a pizza bet or not? It sounds like there was some confusion on this pizza bet.
No, there wasn't confusion. It was more I didn't recall as he's yelling at my team about pizza that the pizza bet from the pod. I was like, "What are you talking about?" And then he's like,
I definitely
yelling.
remember him talking about pizza on the pod last week.
Yeah, so it wasn't dawning on me as he's alone in the middle of the softball field screaming at my team. So I was just like, "Shut the fuck up, Bones." And then he was just like, "Whoa!" And I was like, "You're right. That was a little much." I'm like,
yeah, it was a little too much.
But it was just like, dude, we just walked off the field. I literally had just left the dugout. My team is still cleaning out the dugout, and he's screaming at me about pizza.
I mean, you guys don't like to lose. Let's be honest. You don't like to lose.
No, we don't do it often. We're not good at it.
You get a little angry after you guys lose. I don't need to call you out here, but
it takes me a quick, 2-3 minutes to just breathe for a second.
You need a breather.
Yeah, I just need a breather. Let me
just walk a good lap for home run balls. Just walk it off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let me breathe it off the fence. Yep. No, it's like, let me just put my stuff away. At least let me just put my stuff away for a second. Yeah. And then it's clear. I'm good. But yeah, we walk through the line. His whole team goes to his dugout. My whole team goes to my dugout. Like I said, I just exited the field, and he's in the middle of the softball field alone screaming at my dugout about pizza. And I was just like, and one thing I don't like is like chirping my team, and that's how it came off.
Okay.
And it was just
so you didn't know what he was talking about at first.
At first, yeah, no, I honestly he started yelling, and I didn't even acknowledge it, and then it was like he called me out on it, and I was like, "What, Bones?" And I just got a little worked up. That's all. It was quick. It was over. Told him he was the best after, and we walked away.
I mean, that's just a given, but
yeah, exactly.
So what's going to happen? Are you going to buy that pizza or what?
Yeah, I figured I would figure it out. I don't want to do it tomorrow because we're at the Legion. And I don't know what what we're gonna end up doing, but
they got the 8:30 on Wednesday. I'm looking at it right now. So
yeah, so maybe on Wednesday I'll just do it then. I'll just grab them a few of their Domino's pizzas and just whatever, have them there for me the pregame.
Man of your word. I mean, I didn't watch last week's episode, but I'm pretty sure like he made the bet, but you didn't officially accept. But
yeah, I don't even know. I think I was
man of your word to just buy them a couple medium pizzas and
yeah, I'll go back and give it a listen, and I don't even care. Honestly, if pizza was mentioned and I said okay, I'm in.
It's good karma, I feel like, if you get the pizza.
Yeah, whatever.
And it's a good time of year to get some good karma because we're getting close to the playoffs.
I know.
All the good karma you can possibly get.
We're gonna start spinning things the right way. That's it.
It's we're getting real close to the playoffs here. We got 3 games left. Welcome everyone, Merrimack Minute, week 15. We're almost done here. We're in the home stretch.
We just started. You know what I mean? Like how mid-season, it feels like there's a little lag, but then when you're at this point, it's like, holy shit, it's almost over.
I will say, you can agree with me here. Like when I was just playing, and even when I was just coaching, like this is the time of year where I'd be like, oh my God, it's crazy. The season went by so fast. But as like being on the board and like helping run it, I'm like, man, it seems like this season's been going on forever. Like, I don't know. It's kind of, it's weird for me. Like, it seems like it's been going on for a long time.
I think it just feels a little bit more like chaotic when like everything is involved from A through Z of each game. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's different pieces like on and off the field that you're thinking about. But I almost think that it makes for me at least, makes it feel like it's going by quicker because like you're just constantly consumed.
Yeah. I mean, and the way the standings have been, like it feels like just yesterday I was in second place. And I think we're in
it kind of was just like yesterday
right now, but like, so yeah, it's weird. It feels like it's gone by crazy fast, but at the same time, like, or from an organizational standpoint, it feels like it's taken forever. But
I feel like
we're here when you were home stretch.
When you were in second, you're like, yeah, we just need a few more games, so maybe like solidify that spot, and then you were just like,
I was kind of right though. Like if we would have won a few games right there, we'd be sitting pretty. Because like
it would have just added me, you, and or A&D, Buckley, and Torromeo would just be significantly above the others.
But everybody that's log jammed there, like you can look at different points of the year and, one game like is a huge difference. Like a game that you lost at the end of May, you're like, damn, if we would have just won that one, we'd be way out of the toilet bowl. It's
right.
That,
and then,
I mean, not way out of it, but you know what I mean?
And not only that, but, two things like TA said in the group chat of the coaches and the board members, like any team that goes 1-2 in these last 3 games is basically, that's the toilet bowl. Like
pretty much,
which is insane.
You're pretty much guaranteed in the toilet bowl if you go 1-2.
So if you split this week,
with the exception of you and Torromeo, if you go 1-2 this week, you're probably in the toilet bowl.
Right. But if you split this week, that's a heavy Monday next week.
I guess you can't go 1-2 this week. I'm saying 1-2 in the last 3. But yeah, if you split this week, Wednesday is going to be almost the pre-toilet bowl. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be, there's going to be a lot of teams that it's win, you're out of the toilet bowl, lose, you're in it. You know what I mean? So, geez, Billy just texted me something I did not like. I'll tell you about that later, but
oh boy,
didn't like it whatsoever. Maybe might make my pet peeve list actually. But
oh geez.
Welcome to the Merrimack Minute, week 15. Like I said, we got 3 games left. We're going to talk. We got a lot of stuff to talk about here tonight. Recap last week. Buckley got a win last week. Let me start there.
Needed that.
Big win. Technically, the first game we won on the field since June 27th was last Wednesday.
Holy smokes.
That's a long time. Definitely a very long time. A very long time. Thank God for Holtz losing 15 in a row this year. Otherwise, we would have easily the longest losing streak. But
Mitch is
here we are. We're still in the mix.
Mitch's take of wanting to go 1-1 would have been crucial for you guys. You just lived by that.
You look at it, half the league has basically gone 1-1 through the first half of the year. There's 5 teams tied at 12-12 right now.
Crazy.
So it's ridiculous. But should we get started with the pet peeves? Should we just get that out of the way?
Let's hit the agenda.
I don't really know how it came to be today. I forget what we were talking about. That we were like, let's start talking about pet peeves on the pod.
What was it? It was something I think Belrose said.
Could have been
take
Brett.
a peek. I can take a peek and see what got us sparked.
How many do you have on your list? Because I got a few. I could go on for a while. I don't know how long this is going to take, but
I don't know. I know you were ripping them off in the chat.
I got a few.
I feel like some of them that you said were like, yeah, and like I just kind of built off of it. But
okay. Should I just rip through my list?
Yeah, name one, and then I'll name one, and then we'll go off that. We'll
just let's do that.
Conversation.
So I guess we should preface some of this, right? Like,
yeah, of course.
If you do any of these things, that doesn't mean I think less of you. All right.
Yeah.
Like that's
we're not
like let's start there. Like I'm not shitting on anybody individually. Like if you do one of these things, like I don't think any less of you. But these are just things that me personally, I find annoying or my softball pet peeves. Mm-hmm. And yeah, again, it's not to call anyone out. Maybe one person gets called out here, but I'm going to start here. Here's one that really bugs me. It probably bugs me more than anybody else. When somebody takes the first 2 pitches as a ball, so they're up 3-0 and they call time, that makes me so mad. Like it's so frustrating to me because I know that you are going to take the next pitch without a doubt.
Yep.
And I just it makes no sense.
I did that to you last year. Last year toward the end of the season, I did it on purpose.
Yeah.
I remember I was like, time. And you were like,
there are some people call time. There are some people that know that pisses me off, so they do it on purpose now. And I feel like that's going to be something that comes out of this episode is people are going to start doing these things more to piss me off. But, it is what it is. But, yeah, I don't know. How do you feel about that? You obviously did it, so you don't care that much. But
it's not something I usually, honestly, I've done it. But when people do it, I'm like, you're such a tool. Get back in the box. And just
especially if it's like a late in the day on the tournament or like the 8:30 game in league. And it's like, dude, what you're going to take that pitch. Nobody swings after they call time there ever.
I think
ever call time after you take a strike. That's fine. But why are you calling time on the 2-0? You're not icing the pitcher.
And on that, I kind of hate the over the top, like in the box, like antics that people do. You know what I mean?
I mean, I understand like getting set and getting comfortable. Like I take a little bit of time getting in the box, but like there's probably people
No. I'm saying the antics on the 2-0.
Oh, okay.
Like when you see,
like pumping
turning around turning around, bunting, that kind of thing. I'm like, give me a break, dude. Just like if you move around a little bit, if you shift yourself in the box, like trying to change depth or something, whatever. But like just the big antics like on the 2-0. I'm just like,
I agree with that. Yeah, that used to bug me a lot. But we don't see it that much. I feel like in our league, guys might like get small or like crouch down. But
I know
why. They text you too.
No, I know why this all started is because you you greeted me this morning as "Good morning, cuck," and then we went on and on, and you're like, "Are you playing sports with girls today?" And I said, "No," and you said, "I've never been more proud." And then we built off that.
I see. Okay, all right, that makes sense. All right, so that's my first one. Calling time with 2-0. What do you got?
I think I mentioned it today. I can't stand I've played indoor and all that, but the people that say I'm just looking to get swings in indoor, I'm like, that's not your outdoor swing. So you're not practicing what you're looking forward to in the summer. That just makes no sense. Like, hitting the ball off the ceiling, or I'm like,
I get if you're hitting in the cage, like you're hitting real balls in the cage, like that's
at least Pachi will say, it's two different games. Like at least he owns that aspect. Like he likes to play indoor softball. But don't tell me you're getting ready for summer by playing indoor softball.
They're mush balls, right? Like whenever you play indoor,
they're just squish.
So
like even if you were to like cut the ball,
I get what you're saying though, for sure. Like in January, do people play that year round around here indoor?
I don't think they play year round, but it's pretty much like October through, I'd say April.
Indoor. I had to cross indoor. It was on my list. It's number 4. So you took one of mine. So
mine
was just indoor in general, but
period.
All right, I'll go next. Again, this is just me being a hater. People that hit with one batting glove never made any sense to me.
Oh, ouch! That's me.
Is that you?
A lot of time. Yeah, I do that. Yeah.
Oh, that one hits. What is the thought process there? Like, why do you not use a batting glove for your top hand?
So it's not even that like I just don't use it. It's like if I'm in a rush, I'll just grab one, and then if I get a hit like that, I'm superstitious, and that's what I'm. All right,
with. That's a great answer.
Since I started,
I accept that.
Appreciate that. So since I started using spray and tape, it's like I need the gloves, obviously. So I have them, but sometimes if it's like, all right, I'm on deck, I'll just run over and throw the glove on. Okay, and if that's I do, then I'm rolling the rest of the way with just the left-handed glove.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Michael Jackson style.
Like I don't mind people that wear their batting glove under their fielding glove. I don't care about that. But the people that just not superstitious consistently are just rocking one batting glove. Never made any sense to me. Made sense to me. We actually had a guy. I'm friends with him. I won't throw him under the bus here, but he used to play in the league, and he would wear baseball pants every game, and he would put one batting glove out of the back of both pockets. So it was like they're like hanging off the back, and then he would hit with no batting gloves, and I would be dude, what are we doing here? Like, I love you, bro, but like, what's going on? Like, why do you have batting gloves in your back? Like, it's like the guys that are fighting the sun with sunglasses on top of their head.
On their head,
they've been wearing it on the brim of their hat the entire day, and then they're like fighting the sun with their glove and their sunglasses on top of their head. It's kind of like
I feel like I can picture I can picture someone walking out onto the field with 2 batting gloves in their back pockets, but I can't put my finger on who it is that does that.
I don't think you would know him, honestly.
I've definitely seen it.
He might have been before your time, but it was a pretty wild move.
Even to me, doing a glove in each pocket is like, what are you doing that for?
That's a little. Again, that's one where you could say maybe superstition type of thing. I could maybe give you that,
right?
But that's more like I'm trying to look cool, and I got 2 gloves like one out of each pocket, and then I'm not going to wear batting gloves.
Just doesn't even take them out.
Oh, love that one. All right, what else you got?
This is more of like a in play thing. I can't stand when players are in the field and they'll boof a ball and then they just look at it, or like just walk over to it as the guy's just like
cruising running
base to base. Yeah, I'm like,
oh, I hate that.
You just mess it up. Just go get the ball and throw it in, or like, you know what I mean? Like, especially in the infield, like the ball's right behind you. Like, what are you making the outfielder run and get this ball for?
Yeah, I totally get that. Or the guy that's just like dives and he gets a piece of it and just lays there. It just stays on the ground, and someone has to run and get it. I know what you're saying there. This is gonna just sound like me. It's just a regular PSA, but guys that just keep chirping the umpire over the course of the day, especially the ones that
that was one of my thoughts earlier.
Like guys that just something happens in the second inning and they're still chirping about it in like the sixth inning, like 25 runs later. That's always bugged me. Where it's like, dude,
mine's call by call. Like it doesn't matter where that pitch was going. You were going to complain about something with where it landed, or like didn't matter.
Well, we've talked about it before. Like guys that take a strike, and then like that they don't like, and then they make it out, and it's always the umpire's fault.
Right.
Always.
Instead of just getting out of the box, resetting. Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. But yeah, just overall, just people chirping umpires.
I mean, I can understand.
It's a cringy thing for me. Yeah.
Where like, I understand in the sense of like, where like, you know, you're like, well, I had to swing at that one because like people get put in that position. But it's like more going into the at bat, like ready to complain about what this guy's about to call. It's like, especially if you already had an at bat, you know what's coming. You know what they've been giving you.
And it's and like, or the guys that will be like, oh, you know, in the second inning, that was a strike on me type of thing. Like comparing a pitch in the fourth inning to a pitch in the second inning. Like, I get it. Like we're out there competing, but just the people that just don't let it go. That's annoying.
Just bring in the electronic strike zone.
We haven't seen any pet peeves that have come up in the comments here yet. Would love to hear some.
Can you see if there's anybody live?
I think it says 6 people. It says 6 people right now. So
I think everybody emptied out the tank on our post.
It's all good. I mean, did we get any good ones on the post? Like real ones other than us changing our time?
Any real what?
Any real pet peeves? Pet peeves on there.
Let me take a quick peek.
I'll give you one more. The guys who they'll totally miss hit a ball like 17 hopper through the infield, and they'll yell like huge hole there or like big hole, and they'll run it out like they were trying to do that. Oh, that makes me so mad. That makes me so mad. Huge hole there. It's like, dude, you just swung out of your shoes. You were not trying to hit a 16 hopper through the infield.
Through the infield, yeah. That was not what you were aiming.
Like, I get it. You're a little embarrassed, but don't be trying to like pretend like you were doing that on purpose.
And I'm not a big like oomfer or bayou type person. I kind of can't stand that either. I mean, unless it's involved with like the other team started it, like. Because then I'm more of a, once the gates opened, then I'm all about it. I'm like, well, you guys started this, so here we go. But those people that do like the big oomphs, and as soon as it goes by, like you blew one by the pitcher, like good for you. Like you're supposed to be able to do that. And you yell by you. I'm like, fuck off.
So I'll tell you that one I've come around on. Like I don't hate it as much as I used to. But I think part of that is because of our draft league and people are on different teams. Like a lot of that time, it's really joking. Like you hit it past a guy that was on your team last year, or like a guy that you're friends with. So like a lot of the times, I feel like that's in like I'll hit one. Like I don't say it, but like you know somebody hits one past you and they're gonna give you a bayou and they're just joking around type of thing.
Oh yeah. If that one's more of like a tournament and you don't even know who the other team is, and this is how they open up. I'm like, shut up.
Because I thought about putting like Bayou and stuff like that on my list. I was like, in our league, it's usually more just like really like just.
Yeah. I mean, Brett had probably the pet peeve of the day. Waking up at 10 for an 8:00 game is definitely a pet peeve.
Yeah, that could be 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. for Brett.
Right.
Yeah. But all right, I think we're good. Unless you got any other ones. I know we're 20 minutes in here. We're gonna just start doing some recaps.
Yeah, let's roll.
I could talk about pet peeves. I'm sure tomorrow I'll see something else and be like, man, I should have said that. Like that.
I thought for sure today when we were doing the rundown, like I said, the headband I thought was gonna get out.
I think there would be other people. There would be other people that would say that the headband. There's some.
Oh, for sure.
I would be interested to hear TA's take on the headband. I'd be very interested to hear that.
Hates it.
He doesn't love. I know he. I heard he wasn't a big fan of Hearts in the overalls the other day. I can't imagine he likes the headbands. But all right. So last week, Merrimack League again. Don't worry about these home and aways for these games. It looks like all the home teams won. I don't really know if these were all home teams because we did the coin flips. But let's start I don't know how much recap you have on some of these games. I only have really hours. But were you there Monday?
I'm trying to remember if I was.
I feel like you were limping around on Monday.
Yeah, I was there Monday.
I saw you leg out a triple, looking pretty gimpy.
Pretty gimped.
So first game on Monday, 6:30 at the Legion, NHI with a 21-19. I actually did see this game. Now I think about it, 21-19.
You saw it at the Legion?
We were playing at 8:30, and as you know, had a 6-game losing streak going into the game. So I was like, we got to get some BP in. We can't use the big field because there's cheerleaders or whatever going on up there.
Right.
So I was like, we're gonna hit after the game at the Legion. We're gonna get whatever sunlight is left, and we'll hit BP at the Legion as soon as their game is over. So I show up at 7:15, and Antal hits a grand slam to put VFW up 14. And I'm like, oh wow.
Smokes.
So VFW was up, or sorry, NHI was up 14 on VFW, and Joey V was coming up, and they still had a home run in the bank. This is bottom 5, so they could have, Joey V solo and ends the game. We get 45 minutes of BP, nice and easy. And as you see, that didn't happen.
That's not what happened. Wow.
So NHI, I think Joey V hit a missile into the gap. It's not like he flew out, but hit a missile. Next guy I think did fly out. And then VFW just chipped away from there. And in that last inning, I want to say they scored in the top of the 7th. I want to say they scored 10 or 11. They were down like 13 going to the top of the 7th. They scored like 10 or 11. Just everybody in the order, just base hit, base hit, base hit, base hit. They had a guy in the bottom hit a 3-runner. Here we go. I was pretty spot on. They were up 11, top 7, and they put up 9. So I think they had the winning run at first at the end of the game. It was first and third. Wow. Not the winning run. The tying run was on first, and then there was a guy on third, and they finally just kind of ran out of gas. But hell of a bid by them.
It takes a lot to do all that. Like, it takes a lot of people can't think like they're the hero at each at bat. They can't be going into it trying to win the game themselves. Like, that's a good team comeback regardless. You can take a lot away from that game, no matter what, just to have an inning like that. Spot
on. Like, there's a lot to build off from that loss. Like, they could have packed it in. They almost got run ruled, and they made it a fight. Like, NHI, I could feel it. They were sitting next to their dugout. Like, how can you not when the other team is just base hit, base hit, base hit, base hit, couple errors here and there. NHI plays really good defense though. So It was mostly base hits. It was a lot of line drive down and hard. But NHI ended up hanging on 21-19. Just two of these teams that, again, most of the teams are just log jammed in the middle, but those are two right in the thick of it. So that's a big game, one way or the other. Moving on, 6:30 Martell, low scoring game. Tormeo gets the 10-8 win over Monahan. Tough, the first of 2 tough ones for Monahan this week. And Tormeo is they lose on Wednesday, but they're on a little bit of a run.
Yeah, what are they? What's their last 10? They've been doing pretty good to hold their own in second.
Let's see. I think they've won maybe 5 of the last 6. I think they had won 5 going into that one. So they're 6-4 of their last 10. But
okay. Obviously just enough to stay away from that.
6-4
that crowd.
Over the course of 6-4 over the course of a season this year puts you in second place.
Yeah, no kidding.
Anything over 500, you're in second place, basically, in this league. So yeah, I know low scoring game. I know. I didn't really see much from the book in that game, but Tormeo, those you got to win the ugly ones sometimes. So I don't know if you know anything from that game. You guys played after them.
No, I think I showed up at 7, and I didn't even really have an idea of what was going on in that game, and then I just found out that VIP won after, so I'm not really sure at all.
Okay. So we'll move on then. 6:30 Twardowski last week. VIP with finally. I know they had a bad week last week, I believe. Blowout win against Holtz, quick one, I believe. I think it was Jano's coaching debut as well. Really? 24-7 win over Holtz. I don't really have much else on that game. I don't know if you got anything.
No idea. No clue. I know that they were missing, I think They might have been missing Cooch and Cody at that game, but I'm not positive.
Yeah, I think Cody was gone all week, and then Cooch was definitely gone, at least on Monday. So 7:30 game, prime time on Monday, A&D 27-12 over Phantom. I caught a little bit of this game once we got over from the Legion. Seems like you guys are comfortably ahead most of this game.
It seemed like kind of in the first like few middle innings, or first like second and third inning, I think we like had come out pretty strong, and then it was like Phantom actually did like chip away pretty hard, and then when me and Dustin looked at each other like, all right, well, definitely can't stop yet, and we kind of just kept going, and we're able to like I think we batted through the lineup like a couple times, which was awesome to see. Team was just rolling. Trying to think, we were missing a few guys, so it was nice to have a game like that where we didn't even have all our pieces and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are doing just what you kind of do over the course of the year, and that's whoever shows up is gonna play. They're gonna play
where
well,
they go, yeah.
And like you guys are just kind of able to just take whatever you get and make it work. It's pretty impressive what you guys have been able to do all year.
We had HUD at third. I was at shortstop. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, we had a little bit of a misfit lineup, though. It was good. It was good to see everybody having fun and just going with it.
Everybody has that over the course of the year, and it's hard to consistently win with no matter what combination you end up with. And you guys have found a way to do that. Like rarely the same lineup. I feel like for you guys, it's always somebody's missing.
It's been a little bit of plug and play all year.
Yeah. So big blowout win for you guys. Tough loss for Phantom. They were really kind of skyrocketing, and they've kind of come back down to level. I feel like a little bit, but everybody has. So
yeah, they had that mid-season like run where everyone was like, "Oh shit!" But
they were winning a lot of
they cooled off with a touch. Yep.
And then last game, another tough 1-run loss for Buckley. This was our 7th loss in a row.
I don't think I knew that it was a 1-run loss. How'd that game go?
17-16. Man, I know. We were down, I want to say like 3 or 4 going into the bottom. I think we were the away team. We were down like 2 or 3 going into the top of the 7th. Because we were down big early. I think we were down 15-2 after the second inning. Made a change. Hartson just gave him a little bit of something different to look at. And all of a sudden, like it was a lot of 1, 2, 3 innings. We were turning double plays. We started to string together some hits. And I think we were down 2 or 3 going in, but we leave a lot of runners on base. That's been our biggest issue.
That's tough. Yeah.
All year is just leaving guys on base. And we left a lot of guys on base early in that game. And I think we only had 2 runs going to the 4th or 5th. And then we made a comeback. And I think we were down 2 or 3 going into the top of the 7th. And there was a play where Garstang was going to second, and their second baseman tried to get the last out at second, missed it. So then we had a chance. We had the tying run on second, the go-ahead run on first, and we had somebody pop out to end the game. So
that's another thing too we talked about, like that can be demoralizing, is like leaving runners on when you see the people clearing the bases and it's like 3 outs. It's like, fuck, we just wasted that opportunity.
Oh, it is demoralizing. I feel like sometimes like going 1, 2, 3 is almost better than like loading the bases and not scoring. Like exactly. Way more demoralizing to get bases loaded, no outs, and not score.
Or even like you load the bases with no outs and it's like, all right, double play, and then next batter gets out. You're like, come on.
No, that sucks too.
Even if you score 1 run, you're like, well, it's like, that's not what we needed there.
Early in that game, Peterson, like their bottom of their order hit incredibly well the entire game. They did it with hits. Like we actually played pretty solid defense on Monday, and they were hitting. They were hitting well. Yeah. So that was a big win for them. That was a huge game for both teams. I think we said that going into last week. If Peterson would have ended up winning on Wednesday night, they'd be right there, tied for 4th. But now they're tied for 8th. It's insane. So yeah, that was it for Monday night. On to Wednesday, huge win for us. 16.
Yeah, the boys needed it.
Won in the 8th inning of this one. This was an ugly game for us to start. I want to say we had 2 runs going into the 5th inning. I think we were down 10-2 going into the 5th, and I'm sitting there thinking, uh-oh. This is tough. Like nothing against Holtz. Like they had their whole team for the most part, and they have a good team. Don't get me wrong; they're scrappy. Not a team to be taken lightly. But I was like, if we lose to the last place team right now, and
that's a shot in the gut.
We have the team outing after this. It's going to be very depressing. Very, very depressing. More depressing.
Some will walk in, some may not walk out.
Yeah, that place is already pretty depressing, and it would be more depressing if we lost to the last place team going into it. And
people are just crying with dollar bills in their hand.
Yeah, it would have been a very sad. Like I was like, this could be it. This could be it for our season. But we battled back.
Fold the team.
We battled back. We were the
of course, when the magic happens on that night.
Yeah, I mean, we needed it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I think so. We ended up coming back. We were down 10-2, like I said to start. We had a kind of a big inning. We took a 1 or 2 run lead. They bounced back in front. It was tied in the bottom of the 6th, and I was playing shortstop, and I made a big error. And they scored 2, so we were down 2 going to the top of the. Or no, sorry, we were home, so it was the top of the 6th that they did that. We came in, we didn't score. They came up, they didn't score. We came up, we scored 2, and then I was courtesy running on second. No, I was on second. We had somebody on first, so I was the winning run at second. And Eddie came up, and we were out of home runs, and just hit one probably 375. Like best swing of the year. Like an outs and out at that point. And it was 2 outs, so I don't really care. But what happened was when we were down 10-2, I was like, guys, just swing hard. I don't care. And we hit all 5 home runs in 1 inning. I think 3 of them were solos.
Wow.
At the time, we were like, all right, let's go. We're scoring runs. Like, that's all I care about. But then we get to the 7th inning, and I'm like, would be nice to have one of those.
I would love to have a home run right now. Yeah.
One of those home runs would be pretty sweet right about now. And so what happened is that went to 8th inning. It was getting kind of dark. And then someone at the bottom of their order, I forget who it was. Sorry about that. Double to lead off the inning. So they had lead off
wrong team. Oops.
for them. Lead off guy on second for Holtz. And then it was, I want to say, so then it was the leadoff guy was their bottom of the order guy. So then it was Grassini, Caven, and Gio coming up, who had just been killing us the entire game. Grassini was hitting the ball all over the place. Right pushing, dead center, pulling. Like he's a really, really good hitter. Like Grassini is just getting better every time I see him. But I think he tried to push a ball, and I think he flew out to right, and the guy tagged from second to third. So now it's 1 out. The go-ahead run for them was on third. Caven comes up, goes after the first pitch, and hits it right back at Hartson. Hartson knocks it down and gets him out at first. The guy at third probably could have scored, but he played it safe. They had 2 home runs in the bank, and Gio
so you don't want to.
Yeah. So now it's 2 outs. Go-ahead runs on third. Gio's up. And Hartson, I walk up to him from shortstop, and I'm like, he's like, what do we do here? And I'm like, we don't pitch around him. I was like, throw it high, like make him try to chase one. Don't make it obvious that we're trying to walk him. Like, we're not really walking him. We're just trying to get him to chase something. And if he doesn't,
bait him a little bit. Yep.
Because after him, like, they still have, they have Snacks who's hitting the ball well. They have Amadeus coming up was smashing the ball also. So it's not like we were going to benefit from putting him on, really.
No kidding. It'll just be more runs if one of them hits it.
He hits a lot of home runs, and that puts a force at second at that point. So Hartson throws 2, high, like kind of not close, but like definitely high. Gio takes them, and then Hartson throws a cookie in there, and Gio. So now it's a full count, and I'm like, let's go. And then Hartson threw kind of like a high and outside pitch that Gio tried to push, and he flew out to right, and I was like Hartson, one of the best pitched at bats I've seen of the entire game. Like, it was a very, very clutch pitched at bat. And then
Buckley saw the skies open. They're like, wow.
Yeah. And then I was like, here we go. Finally.
Here comes the sun.
One of these games might actually go our way. And then I think, I forget how somebody got a base hit. I courtesy ran for them. Buckley hit a base hit through the infield, first and third. And then, I think it was Eddie, or no. It was RJ came up, and I was like, the one thing we don't need is a double play ball here. It's like and RJ wasn't hitting, running well. He was kind of hurt. He didn't play on Monday because he was kind of hurt. And I was like, just hit a fly ball, just sack fly. That's all we need. And he hits a screaming hard ground ball, like right at Caven. Double play ball, no doubt about it. And it takes a bad hop over Caven's head. Game over. And I was like, you know what? You got to take him however you can get him.
Happy to be at the Legion on that one.
Got to take him however you can get him. Finally, the softball gods were on our side. I know that was a very in-depth recap, but it was an intense game for us. We needed it. We needed it real bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I mean, like you said, since June, that's tough. We're officially. I don't know if I'd say you're back.
From June 27th to August 10th, was our actual on-field win, kind of deficit.
Do you call that being back though? I'd say you have to get at least one more win before you say you're back.
No, we're officially back.
Okay, whatever.
We can still finish. We just lost 7 games in a row. We could still finish in 4th place or 3rd place. Like,
hey, you're
ridiculous.
You all right?
But all right, we spent enough time on our game for the 9th place versus the 10th place team. So next one, VIP. This was kind of a shocker to me. Blowout, 19-4 win over Monahan. Not a lot for Monahan in this one. I'm kind of surprised by that too,
because I think they had most of their guys. So I'm a little surprised by that, honestly. Especially because another team that seemed like they were kind of finding a groove middle of the season. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it seemed like TA was starting to get his way with how guys play, and like he always does after the trade deadline. Like all of a sudden, they're putting up a decent amount of runs, they're holding people to a certain amount of runs, winning games, blah blah blah. But this week just didn't really fall in their favor for that.
Yeah, and I feel like on the flip side, VIP, like, was it last week that they were like bad? And we were talking about it. Yeah, 7-5 last week.
Oh yeah, yep.
And then this week, no coincidence, Turmel out of town, and they scored 24 and 19.
Take the blind guy out of the lineup and look what happens.
Maybe they're better without him. Maybe they're better without his nonsense swings. That was on my pet peeve list. I didn't mention it, but half the things that Turmel does are pet peeves. A lot of his little rinky, I watched the All-Star game for the first time not long ago, listening to J Rose commentary on it. I think I might have already mentioned this on the pod, but the one time I watched it, Turmel had a beautiful backside Judy swing down the line. It was really, really good. And
then did you watch the one he tried to pull?
Yes, that one was awful. But the one that he did to right field was a thing of beauty. I'll give him that. And J Rose's reaction was just ugh.
Yeah.
He was like, whoever just complimented that needs to get out of this park. Like, that's disgusting. And I was like, yeah, that's the proper reaction to it. Like, couldn't have said it better myself.
J-Ro absolutely hates soft backside swings.
Oh,
that's why he hates the lefties. He can't stand them.
When we played some North Carolina teams in Florida and Georgia teams that do that all the time, I've gotten pretty upset before in the past. But it
makes sense that they're able to practice it so much more because those fields are so much bigger. Like people are playing at depth, in case someone hits one, right? Obviously,
flop one in.
There's so much field for them to just be like, doink.
Mm-hmm. I hate that so much. All right, I'm getting mad just thinking about it. All right, let's move on.
Cracks the drink. Next.
Phantom Tormeo at Twardowski on Wednesday. Phantom with the 12-7 win.
Mitch comes back and look what happens.
Kind of a weird week for Tormeo. They've been playing well, but they scored 10 on Monday, got the win, 7 on Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't know. I don't know who they did or didn't have this week. I don't know if maybe that's kind of stunted their offense. They've been up and down scoring wise though all season, which is kind of confusing.
I mean, VIP, I feel like the same thing. Both of those teams are kind of similar in my opinion. Where one week they might combine for 50, and the next week they might combine for 12.
Right.
The playoffs are going to be for a lot of reasons they're going to be pretty crazy and unpredictable. Mm-hmm. But it's all going to come down to we could see 30-27 scores, or we could see 10-9 scores. It could go either way. I have no idea what to expect at this point. No idea, whatsoever. But yeah, Phantom, that's a big win for them. Tormeo doesn't really matter as much for them right now. They're pretty much locked in at second place. You obviously want to play well playoffs, but they're pretty much locked in where they are.
I think that if they had won that game, it would have put a lot of pressure on us for the fact that we lost.
How much would they be down? Just two?
I'm pretty sure it'd be like two. Like if we had lost another one, won another one, it would have been like right there. I think we still need to win one to confirm first.
Yeah, like you guys haven't officially clinched. Like you haven't clinched first, they haven't clinched second, but you'd have to both lose all three in some like crazy. Like there's no way for there would have to be some crazy stuff, and it's been crazy all year, so maybe it could happen. But moving on to the 7:30 game, absolutely. So I wasn't at the field for the 7:30, so I don't know if you saw any of this. Absolute blowout. VFW 24-5 over Peterson. Bad.
Yeah, I was there. So J-Ro wasn't there. I guess that was known, but I think Euro like called out, I think like almost at game time, like just being like, I can't make it or something. And I think Zach Graham started as the pitcher, and then Kevin Hill was like late and he showed up and he was the pitcher. Defense wasn't going their way.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
It wasn't the ideal squad for Peterson, and it just kind of seemed like the way like one VFW was rolling, like they were making hits happen, but then on top of that, it was like the morale of Peterson was already down, and their defense was just super subpar, and then VFW would just again capitalize on top of that. So it was like compiling of things, and it was just a blowout.
Gotcha. Yeah, I didn't hear really anything about that game, but I feel like VFW randomly just blows teams out sometimes.
Yeah, and I think it's like stuff like that though. Like as long as they have the right spirit going into the game, like they see some simple mistakes happen. They did it to us, like a couple boofed balls, and all of a sudden, the next guy's up and is getting that base hit to score that extra run or two per inning.
Yeah,
which seems to be like how they get going.
Yeah, but big win for them. But again, two teams that are right in the thick of it, so all those games matter a ton.
I would say also for right now with the run differentials, are going to end up whatever. Anything helps at this point.
See, I don't know if the run differentials factor into our tiebreakers at all. I don't think they
do.
They
don't?
I don't think they do.
Well, I'm just
tiebreakers
our standings on here. That's why.
So we'll look at it in the standings. I'll go over it a little bit in the standings. But last game from Wednesday night, kind of a big win for NHI, 19-14 over you guys, A&D.
Yeah.
What happened in this one? I feel like you guys have a little bit of a rivalry kind of brewing here.
It's a touch. I mean, yeah, me and V go at it. They are always hounding Dustin for absolutely no reason. Who knows?
I know there was some middle stuff, not this game, but the last time you guys played them, there was some middle stuff that happened.
So I wasn't at that game. So, okay. Yeah, actually I did hear about that though. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this one, they came out like hot. I think they put up 7 or 8 runs right off the bat. And, it was like.
They've done that a lot this year, by the way.
Yeah, it was. Like, and it was some frustrating things too. Like I think they had like 2 or 3 balls that just landed just in between the infield and just between the outfield. Like no one could get to. And it was just like, come on. And then there was one ball, that I threw over that just didn't get caught at first. And then there was another one, something else happened, and then they walked and like they took good at bats. And then again, it was like a good base hit. And then just kind of like the VFW factor, like we were just talking about, they were able to like just capitalize on stupid little things that were happening in the game. And then, I mean, again, something that like I've taken pride in with the A&D, like the team this year, is that no one ever gets down. Like we just go back, hit, doesn't matter. We're going to do this again. And we just kind of chipped away. If it wasn't for that first inning, the game would be a lot closer even than that. But no, the NHI played well. And then every time we did chip away at it, they were able to come back out and put those runs up that they needed. They never let us get to the point of like where we actually tied it or anything like that. It was I think we came in within 1 run at one point, and then it was just another 3 or 4. So they just played well, for sure.
Yeah, I mean that was kind of it sounds like their MO this week was get out to a big lead and then just kind of try to weather the storm. And
right,
like you're saying, like what your team's really good at. I've seen your team do a lot this year. Be down huge, you chip away, and then sometimes all it takes is one goose egg on defense. You just need one.
And we got it, actually. We got one, but I think we were able to get a couple base hits, and then there was just a super unfortunate double play with Dustin. We got first and second, and then it was a double play, and it was with Danny, Dustin, and Hud to follow. So it was like, son of a bitch, like right in front of us.
That's tough.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, good big win for NHI again. They had a huge week. I think they won 2 last week also. Bones was on the pod last week. So yeah, I mean they've won 4 in a row. I think they're rolling at the right time.
Yeah, they needed it too.
And they're right in the mix as well. So Speaking of the mix, let's take a look. These ridiculous standings. So right now you guys again are, I don't know what your tiebreaker situation is with Torromeo. What is it?
They're 2-1 on us because of the forfeit.
So yeah, I guess technically if you guys lost all 3 and they won all 3, they would get first place. But your magic number is 1. You just got to win 1.
Right.
And you guys are in first place. I'd say that's probably a safe bet. Torromeo, again, like I don't see them losing. I mean, they're playing us twice, and if we beat them twice, they could lose all 3. You never know. But
that's right.
So they're kind of looking good for second place. And then that's where it gets ridiculous. We got 5 teams right now tied for third place at 12-12 at 500.
That's madness. And you got to go back and figure out all the head-to-heads on that, don't you?
Yeah. So here's how the tiebreakers work. So if it was to end like this, what it would look at would be, what your head-to-head is against all of these other teams. And if at that point it's not clear, it's what's your record against all of the remaining teams.
Yuck.
They're outside of the tiebreaker. And if that's still not it, it's a coin flip.
Oh, Friday Night Lights
style, which would be wild.
Yeah. So see in the toilet bowl, heads or tails.
I will say in my 2 years on the board, tiebreakers are one of those things that we really don't talk about before the year because they don't come up that often. This is one of those times where I'm like, maybe we should have talked a little bit more about the tiebreakers.
Wish we touched on this.
Because differential probably does make sense in here somewhere.
Right. Yeah.
Before a coin flip. But
especially now that we have the stats. You know what I mean? I think that's why the coin flip was in effect because nobody was keeping that, throughout the year of where people are at.
Exactly. Like there was no way I was going to be able to know who was home and who was away. And the other thing with differential that's tough is the forfeits. It's like,
right.
How do you score those? Like you have 0, but you only won by 7. Technically you could have won by more. It's tough. Like again, it's something that we could never get completely right.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no perfect way to do it. Hopefully some of this stuff will even itself out. But as of right now, it looks like there's going to be at least one tiebreaker, I would say, at this point.
There's got to be. It has to be.
It's ridiculous. But this is what I was saying before, probably 40 minutes ago. You can look back right now for not your team, but you can look back right now and say, if there was one game that we won, like that one game that we got walked off on where we made a mistake, that's a huge difference right now. Huge difference. So
absolutely. And I'm sure, honestly, there's probably 3 or 4 coaches in that jam that's like, fuck, that was the game.
That was it. Oh, I've definitely had a couple, but all right, give me 1 second. My computer's about to die. I got to plug it in.
Perfect.
I'll be right back, but I'm looking at this and we're in 8th place and we're still in the hunt.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We're right there.
I almost feel like instead of power rankings, we should flip it this week and do what are our, who do we think is going to be in there? Who do we think is going to fall over the remaining games?
It's going to be tough. We got to talk about what we're going to do, but give me 1 second.
All right. Well, I guess I'm going to grab a beverage real quick.
It's a little bit my fault for we're not exactly on as good of time as we normally are. It looks like my battery would have been perfectly timed if it was a 45-minute normal episode, but we went a little bit long with the pet peeves.
We had pet peeves, and we had your Buckley review that really got going.
The Buckley review went, but it was a crazy game, and we needed it. So, I'm jacked about it. So,
should be.
All right, let's take a look at the games for next week. So, I'll flash my screen here as well on the banner. Colby, you've taken a pretty commanding lead here.
I love it.
Some crazy work to do, but you went 5-2 last week, and you hit both of your picks of the week. I went 2-5 again. I did hit my pick of the week, so I'm still good on pick of the weeks. And then Bones.
Do you still have an extra pick of the week?
I do.
Or did you use it? Okay.
I feel like I do, but at the same time, like we have the same amount of pick of the weeks right now, so I don't know why I have an extra.
Oh, that's weird.
We'll figure that out. But here's what we got for games this week coming up. So we got the 6:30 Twardowski game, the Legion game. Oh, we got the 7:30 as well. But yeah, Bones last week, 6-1.
Yeah, that's a good week.
It's a good week, and he hit his pick of the week. I think the guests are percentage-wise, they're correcting us.
At one point I went 10-0 going into Monday.
That's nuts. I was killing it at the beginning of the year. Like if we go back to watch, like I don't know.
Oh, you were steamrolling me.
4. I was dominating, and I've just gone
Buckley.
Bad.
You've just gone Buckley.
I've been Buckley every week, and we've been losing. And all right. So what do we got for the showcase game here? Let me see if I can zoom this in a little bit more. So we got for options, we got VIP Monday night VIP Phantom at 8:30. We got Peterson NHI at 6:30, or on Wednesday night Peterson Monahan 6:30, or NHI Torromeo 8:30. So
I think
based on
for the game I would like to see or like watch would be NHI Torromeo, but I think a game that means the most standings wise might be Peterson Monahan.
I think all 3 of those other ones make a huge difference.
Actually, VIP Phantom's a good one.
VIP Phantom is the one I would pick because those are 2 teams that are 12-12 right now.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that one.
So that's a huge game. That's one of those games where the winner of this game is going to feel really good about not being in the toilet bowl. You know what I mean? Like you got to win one of your last 2 in that one. This is going to be a crazy week, man. This is going to be crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be chaos.
Every game is huge. So let's start with that one. Who do you got for that one? VIP Phantom at 8:30.
Man, that's tough. I'm going to go VIP.
I'm going to take Phantom. I think Phantom's not been playing great, but I think they're kind of due.
Ooh, you know what? VIP just lost Griswold, which is, really? Middle to bottom of their lineup guy.
Interesting. My thought is VIP is like they're gonna sweep a week and look great, and then they're gonna look like shit the next week. So I'm gonna try to keep that, ride that pattern. So 7:30 game, Torromeo Buckley. I'm obviously gonna take Buckley. I imagine you're gonna. I'm not typing. I imagine you're gonna probably take Phantom.
With all due respect, I'm going Torromeo.
Torromeo. Jeez. I always spell them wrong. 6:30 game at the Legion, A&D versus Holtz. You're going to take A&D. I think I'm going to take A&D also. And then the last game for us on Monday, Monahan VFW. This is a big one. I'm going to go with VFW in this one.
Oof. 6:30.
I don't really have this is flipping a coin for me. Like I don't.
I'm going Monahan.
Like all of these games are flip of a coin for the most part.
I'm going for the separation this week. Might as well just stay different.
Love it. I mean, I need to be the one to be making the big moves because I don't have much time left. All right, on to Wednesday, 6:30 at Twardowski. Phantom versus Holtz. Who do you got?
Phantom Holtz. I gotta go Phantom.
I'm gonna go with Phantom as well. I think Holtz is probably gonna lose out going to the toilet bowl, but I think they're have every chance in the world to win a game in the toilet bowl.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely do. I think their 10 is not that bad.
It's really not. It's really not.
They're pretty young. They're scrappy. They get good hits.
Yeah.
I mean,
yep. This is a game at 6:30 Legion on Wednesday, VFW Buckley. I'm hoping that this is a big game. Because if that's the case, then that means we won on Monday. I'm going to take Buckley, obviously.
I'm going VFW.
All right, so Buckley boys need to help me out here, and myself included. Like, I can make up some ground here in these standings if we can win both of these. That's 2 wins up for grabs right there for me. Last one, VIP A&D 7:30. This is an interesting one.
Oh, I like this game.
You're gonna take A&D, I imagine.
Yep, of course.
I'm gonna. I mean, picks wise, I should take VIP. HUD, I know, is shutting it down to the playoffs now that he's eligible.
I might ask him to show up for Wednesday.
Is Cody back from vacation?
Because that would give us our 20-win season if we hit it.
Yeah. Is Cody back from vacation?
Yeah, he's back this week. He's blind, but he's back.
All right, I'm taking A&D then. All right, pick of the week time. I don't know why I have an extra one. You know what I mean? Like, we have the same amount of pick of the weeks, but I
feel like you did use it last week. I feel like we both did.
I only used one last week for sure. I definitely only used one. I'll have to go back and check the footage. I probably won't do that. So
can't you just scroll up and see?
So I changed the sheet because I had to make like the playoff schedule. I made it off of this, and it was a whole thing. But I changed the sheet and it lost all the other stuff. So
what are you doing?
Rookie move by me.
Yeah. What are we doing here?
For my pick of the week, I am gonna go with VFW tomorrow night.
Okay. All right. I think for my pick of the week, I'm going to go. I don't know if I should go Phantom or if I should go VFW.
On Wednesday? Yeah.
I'm going to go with VFW over the Buckley boys.
Okay. So both.
I'm really gonna make that
different nights. It could be a huge swing week.
This should be a huge swing.
If they win, if Buckley sweeps the week and then VFW wins on Monday, big time swing in the standings.
Yeah, if we just completely flop here, right, we could almost just be tied going into the final week.
That'd be perfect. That would go right in line with the league this year.
Yeah.
Everybody's is right in line there. So here's, I think, what we're going to do going forward. So next week, so this coming week, we got, Mondays and Wednesdays games. And then the following week, Monday is the last night of the regular season. And then Wednesday is a toilet bowl. So I think, what are we going to do? Are we going to do a Sunday episode next week?
Yeah.
Where we just preview both. And then, or do we do Sunday, do picks for that last regular season game, and then do like a bonus, like Tuesday night episode? Toilet bowl preview when we know who's actually in it.
Yeah, I could do that.
I feel like we got to preview the toilet bowl a little bit.
I actually think that would be good too, because I think that's a good idea.
And then we'll also know like the season winners of like home runs at that point. And
right, that one can just be like a 20 to 30 minute episode.
Yeah, something quick. But yeah, we're getting home stretch. We're almost at the playoffs. We're getting real close.
Right there. Yep.
We didn't need all of our rainout days. It looked at the beginning of the year looked like we were going to need them all.
I know we might have to use be pushing into Thursdays. Yep.
Me too.
And I know Cooch was pushing for an extra rainout because he's going to miss that following week. So the toilet bowl, which is, he got at least Monday off, and for him, hoping obviously he's not in the toilet bowl. He just needs one, right? You said.
I think I think they need to win. Basically, everyone that's in that mix wants to win 2.
Needs to sweep this
3.
week. Yeah.
A sweep this week is going to be huge for some teams.
But, well, especially if he's not there Monday. Doesn't want to ride into Monday hoping that he really needs that win.
For sure. And then I think next week we can talk Rochester Merrimack All-Star Series. It looks like the boys want to do that, which is awesome. I'm excited.
I don't know why they want to do that. Rochester.
I was kind of surprised too, but we can't exactly turn down the challenge.
No, they're calling us out heavy.
Exactly. I mean, I wouldn't say they're calling us out heavy.
Well, they're going out of their way to call it out.
It's very friendly. I think we've done it the last 2 years. Maybe it was just expected that we were going to do it, but we weren't going to push it because last year it didn't seem like they, had as much fun doing it, but they want to host. Seems like our guys want to go. So we'll talk about that next week and how we're going to pick those teams.
Sounds good.
But until then, I think big week ahead. Anything you're really looking forward to this week? I know we already looked at the games, but
well, I was going to say that's what I was going to think of is off those matchups. What do you think? I mean, obviously you're not going to pick yourself. Who do you think is going to be in the toilet bowl? I mean, Holtz are locked, right?
Holtz is a lock. I think, even though they just beat us the other night, I think Peterson's going to be in there.
Okay.
Peterson's tied with us right now. Like we're right in that mix. I think we got some work to do. And because we went on that losing streak, we don't own the tiebreaker against a lot of teams.
Yeah, it's tough.
You know what I mean? Like we lost our last win before Wednesday night was against Holtz by forfeit. So that means we lost to every single team in between, except Torromeo because it was a rain out. So like that hurts us. There's a lot of teams we don't have the tiebreaker on. So I would say we are statistically, like if there was odds for this, we would be
pretty heavy
to be in the toilet bowl.
Who's your team that's
we're playing Torromeo twice? So
who's your team that's jammed in like that middle that's gonna fall with you guys? Who's the 12-12 team that you think is gonna fall in?
Personally, I think it's gonna be Phantom. That's a team that I've been high on and low on.
Didn't you just give them the sweep this week?
I think I might have, but
you just gave them the sweep this week and called them out for the.
But based on the way I've been picking, I mean I'm fading myself.
Sorry, Phantom. Sorry, Phantom.
Like based on the way I've been picking, that's probably the lock then. But yeah, I think it's a big week for them. Then again, they're playing Holtz. I think it's awesome for the standings the way they are that you guys play Holtz twice. Like out of the 3 games, every team's playing somebody twice.
Right.
And it's nice that one of these teams in the middle isn't playing. Holtz again, they're a sneaky team. They could beat anybody. But
right. No, I know what you're saying though.
It's
don't put like season dependent standings on.
Right. It's forcing all the teams that are jammed in the middle to play against each other.
To make a move. Yep.
To make each other. So it has to create some separation to a degree. Yeah. But like I said earlier this week, if those teams all split that are playing each other twice, like we're in the same exact boat as we are now. And it just comes down to Wednesday night. So a lot to cover next week. Any final words before we bounce? I know this is probably our longest episode, but
no, I'm excited for the league. This is going to be a good week. I know a lot of coaches and everybody are super excited by the fact that there's so much competition right now. Like, this league is completely up for grabs. And it's
everyone's
crazy.
Excited. Everyone's excited about it. So thanks everyone who joined us live. I know it's kind of a late here on a Sunday night, but for those who it's Monday morning right now and you're watching this, have a good Monday. We'll see you down in Martell tomorrow night. Later, everyone.
Later, boys.